Once upon a time, there was a prince. The prince was unhappy because he wanted to marry a princess, but he wanted her to be a real princess. One day, the prince set off to search the world for a real princess whom he could marry. He met many princesses, but there was always something that wasn't quite right. They were either too tall, too small, too happy, or too sad. Besides, he was never sure if they were real princesses. Some months later, the prince returned home, still without a princess, and very unhappy. Then one night there was a terrible storm. The rain poured, the wind blew, and thunder and lightning shook the royal castle. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. The old king took a candle and went to see who it could be. There, standing outside in the pouring rain, was a beautiful girl. She was so wet that water poured off her hair and clothes. Suddenly she spoke. "I am a real princess," she said. The old king was intrigued, so he ushered her inside and called the queen, the prince, to come and see. The prince could not believe his ears when he heard her say, "I am a real princess." The old queen also heard it, and made up her mind to find out if this girl was indeed a real princess. Whilst the girl was being bathed and dried and dressed in dry clothes, the queen went to see about a bedroom for her. The queen had all the bedclothes taken off the bed. Then she placed a dried pea under the mattress. 20 more mattresses were put on top, followed by 20 soft sheets. At the end of all that, the bed was so high that a tall ladder was needed to get in and out of it. When the princess had eaten and warmed up, the queen led her to bed and tucked her in. As the queen blew out the candles, she thought to herself, "Now we shall discover if you are a real princess or not." In the morning, the queen went to wake the girl. However, she was already awake. The queen said, "How did you sleep, my dear?" "Not very well," replied the girl. "I do not know what was in the bed, but it was something hard, and now I ache all over." On hearing this, the queen was overjoyed, for she knew that only a real princess would have skin so sensitive to feel a pea through 20 mattresses and 20 soft sheets. She rushed to tell the prince the good news. He was overjoyed to discover that he had at last found a real princess. The queen now removed the pea and many of the mattresses and sheets, so that the princess would in future sleep well. The prince and his real princess were soon married, and there was great joy throughout the kingdom. As for the pea, it was placed in a museum. It may still be there today, unless someone has eaten it.